Hello guys, I'm Adi Kumar 2010 and today I'll be making a review of a tournament that I played. It's a $5.50 satellite to the Red Spade Open. It has a regular tournament structure of 10 minutes blind level, 15 minutes starting stack. It's not a turbo. And I have a couple of friends, so I'll just go forward and okay, so the guy from the UTG makes it 7x. This looks very strong in my opinion. It might be ace king, ace queen, pocket jacks, pocket tens, maybe maybe ace jack, but I'm not sure he would be doing that with ace jack. So another guy goes all in from the middle position, and now I have to think about this situation. I tank for like 30 seconds before I decide to fold nines because I have around 30 big blinds. I will pick up better spots to chip up, and this is not one of those. I could already be beat with a overpair, or and I'm pretty sure that the guy from the UTG will call after raising so big, so that's why I elected to fold. And they both have tens and jacks, and tens win. All right. Okay. So again, I have nines, and this time I have 15 big blinds. So UTG opens for 2.5x, and I decide to move all in with 15 big blinds, and I got one caller from the dealer button, and I think another call. Okay, so I'm very behind against these two guys, but I got real lucky and got a two water on the river. Okay, now next hand I have aces, and I decide to min raise. Now the small blind and big blind both calls. Small blinds checks, big blind makes it 300. Now I shouldn't be worried about this flop because there is nothing much apart from a flush draw, and I don't want to give a free card to the flush draw, so I decide to erase him. And big blind makes the call with such a short stack. Okay, okay. Now on the turn he shoves it in. So I had a decision that if whether he has a flush or not, because if he has a flush, then I'm already beat and I can't improve on the river. But I thought that if he had a flush draw, he would have re-raised me all in on the flop only with such a short stack. He wouldn't just call and wait for the flush to come. He would already shove a three bet all in on the flop. So that's why I decided to call over here. And he just had a ace high flush draw, just a draw. Okay, now next time blinds are 100 200. I have 30 big blinds. I decided to min raise, and big blind calls. Okay, now this is a very wet board, and big blinds range would be like 7 8 8 9. I don't know what his range might be, but all I know that only very strong hands will continue on this board because it's a very wet board. Only king or a flush draw, or maybe a open ended straight draw will continue on this board. That's why I chose to bet over here, because if he has missed, then he would continue. Even he would lay down 10 on this flop. I think 10, like 9 10, or maybe even Jack X type of hands. And he calls. Now on the turn he shoves it in. It's a oversized bet, so he might call me with 10-7, or I don't know what he had on the flop. Even if he's bluffing, I don't have anything much to call with. That's why I chose to fold over here. Okay, now pocket fours. I decide to again win raise, and we have a limper from the UDG. I don't know. He has a very big stack, 25k, and they both calls. Now this board should look good for pocket folds. So it checks to me and I bet, and the big stack called over here. I think yes. So on that, so again the big stack checked. Now I have to think that what is he calling with, because on this flop either he has a ace, either he has a seven or ace high, or maybe a pair which is better than mine. I don't think he has threes or twos over here. It could be like seven, it could be like eights, nines, or he might even have seven, eight. I don't know, or nothing yet. So I decided to just check and keep the pot small because he has a very big stack, and I've just pot size bet left in my stack. Okay, now it's with the six, and he goes all in. Just he puts me all in basically, and I just have a bluff catcher now, fours. But I don't think there's much to bluff on this kind of board texture because there's no draws, nothing. He I think he has seven, or maybe made a full house with jack or some, or maybe he has a better pair, that the pair that he's player like a pair with which he's slow playing, like queens or something. So I decided to fold, but I'm not 100% sure about if it's a good fold or not. Okay, now next hand I'm going in on the small blind, and flip master min raises, and I was noticing flip master, he was stealing blinds from late position a lot. So this time I picked up on it and decided to 3 bet with my queen 10, and he folds. Great. I've been raising. I've been 3 betting a lot from the small blind because it looks strong in my opinion, and people will think that he can't 3 bet light from the small blind. He must have a big hand in that position. Can extend. Flip master again tries to steal the blind from small blinds. He was trying to pick up chips from the pot, so I decided to defend. I blind this time. It's ace six, and I spiked an ace. Now he puts in a small bet, half size, half pot bet, and I decided to raise because if he's doing with like jack 10 or maybe a flush draw queen 10, 10 queen, I don't want to give him a free card over here. That's why I chose to raise. He will only continue if he has a very good draw like a flush draw, or maybe uh, a ace which is better than mine. That's why I decided to raise him, and he folds. Okay. Okay, we got a limp from the cutoff, and it checks, and I decided to check from the blind because I don't want to raise, and then the guy on the cutoff top cruiser might call me, and I will have to play the whole hand out of position. That's why I decided to just check and see the flop. And I decided to make a donk bet on this flop, basically because this is a very dry flop, and only a pair will continue. If he has like pocket eights, 9, 9, 10, then only he'll continue, or else I'll fold. That's why I decided to make a donk bet on this flop, and it worked. Okay, now Flip Master was again trying to steal my blinds. This has been happening a lot, and I know what he's doing. So he goes all in for like 15 big blinds. It's not a very small, more than 17 big blinds. It's not a very small. Sure, but I know he's been shoving light, so I decided to call with my ace 9, and he just had a queen 9. So I'm in this one. Now the guy on my right, Vanushka, has a big stack from early in the tournament, and I don't want to mess around with this player because he's the only guy who can knock me out in the tournament. I think I was third in position at this point in time. So he min raises. I 3 bets him, and big blind folds, and he decided to call with 3 bet. Right now the flop is 9, 10, 10. Okay, I decided to make a c bet on this flop because I don't know if he has missed the flop. He has ace queen or king queen or a small pocket under pockets like sevens or eight. He will definitely fold on this flop. So I decided to make a bet and he calls. Now the flush draw also hit the board, and that's the reason I decided to check. Maybe I should have bet. I don't know. I decided to check. I want to keep the pot small with this player particularly because he has a very big stack, and he might have ace ten or maybe pocket nines. I'm not sure. He could be slow playing, and he bets half pot. I decided to just let it go because I was not sure about my hand, and I didn't have any river plan. What will I do if I call here and a blank comes on the river? I will check it in fire up if he fire again, and I don't know what to do on the river. That's why. Now I have aces, and I think this is the final table, right? There were eight places were paid. So this is around the bubble time, and I decide to win race. And the big stack calls me. Now on this, and no, this player Vanushka is kind of a sticky player. Doesn't like to fold easily on the flop. So that's why I made a bet with my trip aces because I know he would most probably call me with even with 9-10 on this board, or I don't know, even with pocket sixes on this board. That's why I decided to raise. Now with four, it's a blank. I decided to check because I don't think he has a flush. If he had a flush draw, he would have already played aggressively, as he's been doing a lot from early in the tournament. Whenever he had a draw or something, he would just jams it in. So I decided to check over here, and he checks again on the river and decide to make a value bet, small value bet, and he folds. Right now I have 10. Okay, I raised pretty big because I was in this raise size is more than 2x because I was early in that position, and I want to convey the message that I have a very strong hand over here. This is the reason I don't want any. I'm not happy with any callers on this kind of from early position. That's why I decided to make it big. Now the side away calls me from big blind with a small stack, and on this board I have trip of tens again. Okay, I have a set of tens, so I decided to bet over here just because if he has any draw, even ace or any pair or any gut shot or flush draw, he would definitely call me, and there's no use of giving him a free card because even if he has like 8 9 and hits a 9, he might self fold. That's why I decided to bet over here. Now this is the last hand. I'm in raised from UDG with ace king, and now again this player with a big stack moves all in from the button, and you would be surprised that I fold. I folded this hand just because there were 8 places paid and we were 9 left. So I was waiting for just one more player to get busted out of the tournament. So that because 8 places get the ticket to the Red Spade Open, so that's why I elected to fold. Otherwise, I would be 100% calling over here because I don't think anybody with aces kings would make this kind of move over here. So this is the end of my hand review, and thanks for watching. Bye.